Hey there, and welcome to English News Decoded, the series where I break down real celebrity stories and real world headlines using the kind of English native speakers actually use. Now, here's the thing. I've got so many friends. Most of them are non-native speakers. They fluent, they smart, they international, and they watch the same shows, the same podcasts, the same interviews, and they often tell me this: 30% of what they're saying just goes over my head. And that, honestly, that was the inspiration for English News Decoded. Now, I get it. It's not just the words. They might know the vocabulary, but it's the tone, the subtext, the phrases that we native English speakers use without even thinking. So today we're diving into English News Decoded with Jennifer Aniston's latest relationship, but not like a tabloid. We're talking about it in the way native English speakers like myself actually discuss these things. We're going to talk about the red flags, the alarm bells, the moments when someone seems, under a spell. And yes, some of the phrases might go over your head, but hey, that's why it's called English News Decoded. Stick around for the decode at the end where I'll break down the phrases fast, real, useful context. And if you are an ESL learner, there's a free downloadable PDF linked below with all the vocabulary. And if you really want to master 12 advanced phrases, if you want to learn more in 10 minutes than you would in a month full of classes, stay tuned until the end. I promise you, it's going to be worth it. But if you're just here for the gossip, hey, that's okay. If you want to just stick around for what's being said on the grapevine and a little real world English along the way, then just stay for the first part. Let's get into it. But first, how about a little like or subscribe? You know the look. Yeah, that dazed, dreamy, smiling from the inside look someone gets when they're completely gone. Head in the clouds, heart racing, logic nowhere to be found. Yep, they're fallen, and they have fallen hard. Now, that's the look that Jennifer Aniston has right now. That's the look that Jennifer Aniston is sporting right now. And listen, no shade at all, because we've all been there, falling for someone we probably shouldn't have. Ignoring the signs, pretending not to notice the things that everyone else sees, turning those red flags into, I don't know, flags of Italy. But in her case, the signs aren't subtle, they're not quiet. The signs, they are red flags. They're screaming. Red flags. They are on fire. So what are these red flags? Okay, this guy, he's charming, sure. He's older, successful, it seems to be charismatic. He looks good in photos. The kind of man who probably smells expensive and tells great stories at dinner parties. But also, he called himself a player. Yeah, not joking, not in passing, in writing, in a book, in his book. That's not a confession. That's kind of branding. I'm a player. Still, Jennifer seems completely under a spell, under his spell. You can see it in the way she talks about him, soft language, giggles, looking away from the camera like she's 17. It's sweet, it's romantic, and it's textbook. Because behind that glow, and I just heard this on the grapevine, her friends are nervous. Quite honestly, after doing some research into this, I'm nervous too. Now, I just heard this on the grapevine. They've reportedly asked her to hit the brakes. Just slow down, girl. Take a step back. Maybe breathe. But the thing is, when Jennifer Aniston loves, she doesn't pause. She goes all in. She always has. And that behavior, that's where it all starts to feel familiar. Not romantic, not exciting, familiar. Let that sink in, familiar. But wait, before we dive into that, here comes the other details. Oh, there's more. Of course, there's more. This man has a son, and that's great, but they don't have a glowing father-son bond. No, I mean, he's gone on record saying, "My son's pissed at me. My son's pissed at me." That's his quote, straight out of his mouth. Now, for anyone outside the US, pissed is American English. It means angry, really, really angry. We're not just talking a tiny tantrum, we're talking long-term resentment. I believe I heard it on the grapevine. The kid won't even talk to him. I know what you're thinking, and I'm thinking it too. But there's more. The next detail, he referred to his own sister as a pain in the ass publicly, casually, like it was no big deal. He called her a pain in the ass. Now, call me old-fashioned, but when someone talks about the woman in their life that way, their family, their sister, for me, it raises questions, red flags. No, actually, no, it doesn't raise questions. It triggers alarm bells, red flags. She's a pain in the ass. You don't say that publicly. And yet, through this all, Jennifer is smiling, and people are whispering. Some are wondering if she's been hypnotized. I mean, like emotionally, nothing else makes sense. She seems to be under a spell. It's the kind of hypnosis that happens when someone says just enough of the right things at just the right time to make you forget that they are a walking red flag. Now, let's pause for a moment here. Have you ever been in this situation? A friendship, a relationship, anything where the person that you were dealing with was a walking red flag and you chose to look the other way. Now, this guy, walking red flag. Others are saying it more directly. I don't have proof, heard it on the grapevine. The tabloids are saying it, but others are saying she should dump him, cut ties, dump him, end the relationship before it becomes another pattern, another heartbreak, another tabloid headline. Because here's the thing, it's not that simple. It's starting to feel so familiar because Jennifer Aniston has been through some things. Okay, we all remember the Brad years, right? The public breakup, the Angelina triangle, the way the media tore her apart while he walked away looking like the misunderstood romantic, the man who wanted a family and Jennifer didn't. Then there was Vince, Mayor, Thoreau, good man, bad timing, bad men, good PR. Who knows? Who knows? But if you zoom out and you look at the pattern, it starts to feel like history repeating itself. Same energy, Jen, same energy, different guy. It's clear this is a woman who believes in love. This is a woman who wants it to work. Jennifer Aniston is a woman who leans in even when it's shaky, even when the guy is waving warning signs like flags at a parade, red flags all over the place. So when people ask, what does she even see in him? Maybe the answer isn't about him at all. What if I told you maybe it's about the dream? The dream of finally finding someone who gets you, someone who understands you, someone who stays, someone who doesn't run, someone who doesn't run off with Angelina, someone who doesn't cheat, someone who doesn't turn you, your life, and your marriage into a headline. And maybe, just maybe, when you've been picked apart in the media for 2 decades, maybe anyone who looks at you softly, kindly, romantically, that person feels like a miracle, even if, especially if, it's too good to be true. But that's the real danger, isn't it? Because love is blind. We hear it all the time. And what if I told you that when you are under a spell, you miss the details, you miss the red flags, you miss the warning signs? You overlook the fact that he hasn't seen his son in 3 years. You excuse the way he talks about women, or you say he's just joking about women. You laugh off the way he talks over you. You stop noticing the red flags until it's too late. Now, what if I told you, this isn't just about Jennifer? This is about you. This is about me. This is about the relationships that went wrong. So you're wondering, well, what happens now? I'm wondering the same thing. Maybe she breaks the spell. Maybe she sees it for what it is, or maybe she doesn't. Maybe we sit around and watch her fall deeper, and there's another episode about her. Or maybe she lets history write another chapter. Us, you and me, all we can do is watch, and kind of hope that someone, anyone whispers what you're thinking, what I'm thinking, what we're all thinking, right? Hey, Jen, just hit the brakes. Just hit the brakes. If you've ever been under a spell, if you've ever seen the red flags and still stayed, you're not alone. Tell me in the comments which of these phrases hit closest to home for you. And in that situation, what made you finally wake up? English news. That was today's story, told the way native speakers like myself talk about it. Phrases, tone, body language, it's all there. If some of it went over your head, that's great. Yeah? Yes, that means you growing. And here comes the quick decode. Now we need to talk about hit the brakes. To hit the brakes means to slow things down or stop before going too far. Hit the brakes. How can I use it? You're wondering? All right. At this point, it might be wise to hit the brakes and reassess this project. And if I'm hanging with my friends, hey girl, hit the brakes. He's got baby mama drama and no job. Hit the brakes. And let's dive into alarm bells. Oh, the alarm bells are going off. And if the alarm bells are going off, something feels wrong. Your instincts are not whispering, they are screaming. So her inconsistent story set off alarm bells. And as soon as he said, my ex is crazy, uh-oh, alarm bells, alarm bells. Now, would you like to know what go all in means? Well, it means to give everything emotionally, mentally, sometimes even financially. She tends to go all in emotionally very early in relationships. Are you guilty of this? Come on, share, let me know. And how can I use this when hanging out with my friends? Bro, she met him 2 weeks ago and they are already talking babies? All in. When you talk about babies 2 weeks after meeting, that's a red flag. Not just going all in, that's a red flag. And do you know this phrase, history repeating itself? Have you heard this one before? Do let me know. So history repeating itself means falling into the same old pattern, even when you should know better. So his latest breakup, his fifth divorce, it suggests history is repeating itself. Or his parents are divorced, now he's divorced. Kind of history repeating itself. And if I'm chilling with my friends, I'd probably say something like, Jennifer Aniston, another emotionally unavailable guy. Well, Jen, history's repeating itself. Yeah, same old, history repeating itself. And how about love is blind? Well, we use this phrase, love is blind, when someone ignores all the obvious problems. So, love is often blind to compatibility issues. You know, when people say, oh, opposites attract, love is blind, it doesn't work. But what are your thoughts on that one? And if I'm chilling with my friends and I'm talking about someone, maybe kind of gossiping, he cheated twice and she took him back. Love is so blind. Love is blind. And this reminds me of, is it Khloe Kardashian? Yeah, she's another case of history repeating itself, going all in, ignoring the red flags. And for her, love is blind. And have you heard this one? Too good to be true. And if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. The whirlwind romance felt too good to be true. And hey, if I'm chatting with a girlfriend, that guy, he's rich, he's funny, he's single, and 37, yeah, too good to be true. Yeah, it's like winning the lottery there. And remember when I said deadbeat dad towards the end? Well, a deadbeat dad is someone who doesn't take care of or who doesn't support his kids, a deadbeat dad. So this guy, he's been accused of being a deadbeat dad. And if I'm talking informally, well, how could I use deadbeat dad in a sentence? Well, if your kid won't even text you back, deadbeat dad energy. Yeah, deadbeat dad energy. Ready for phrase number 10, and then we've just got 11 and 12 to go. And by the way, if this feels like an overload, just review, rewind, re-listen. It's gold. Trust me, these are phrases that native speakers like myself use all the time. If you want to join the Insider Club, if you are done feeling like an imposter, if you're done feeling like you swallowed a B2 plus book and you really want to join the Insider Club, you need these phrases. Are you ready for dump him and break up with him? Well, to dump someone means to end the relationship, usually, suddenly, decisively, dump someone. So she decided to end the relationship due to trust issues. But if I'm talking to a friend who's dealing with a boyfriend who's cheating all the time, I would say, just dump him already. Just dump him already. Now, when it comes to ending relationships, you might also hear, call it quits, cut things off, kick him to the curb. Kick him to the curb all means the same thing, end it. Now, let those sink in. Kick him to the curb. Do you like that one? Let me know in the comments. And this is a lovely phrase. If I say, what does she even see in him? Now, this questions someone's judgment in love. What does she even see in him? Listen to the tone. So it's very unclear what she finds appealing in him. So if I'm chatting with a friend, informally, maybe over a couple of drinks, sitting, at a seaside cafe. Oh, I dream of Africa sometimes. It's beautiful hanging out with friends there. And I could say, no, seriously, what does she even see in that guy? Like, seriously, what does she even see in that guy? Listen to the tone, the intonation. Welcome to the Insiders Club. Now, phrase number 12, pain in the ass. Pain in the ass is someone who's annoying or difficult to deal with. Yeah, and there are people who are pains in the ass, but you don't say it publicly, especially about your sister. So what could he have said? If he were truly a classy guy, he would have said, look, she's challenging to be around. Formal, classy, elegant. But he called her a pain in the ass. Yikes. He called her a pain in the ass. Yikes. Now, if you are loving this, we've got the 30-day English fluency course loading. Fully online, full of amazing stuff, just like what you experienced, but even better. You know, when someone says things to you like not bad, and you think, oh, wow, they said I'm good, I'm great. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Red flag alert. That's not what they meant. And if you really want to be part of the Insider Club, check out our 30-day English fluency course. So, I'm Nas. It's ciao for now, but if you haven't hit the like, subscribe, if you haven't commented, come on, join the conversation, become an insider, not a passive outsider. I'm Nas, and it is ciao for now. See you next time on English News Decoded.